This video explains USCIS Form I-864A and this coordination with USCIS Form I-864, commonly known as Affidavit of Support.
That was Karina there with her best English. Now, Form I-864A is a legally binding contract that allows a household member to promise their income and/or assets to support a sponsored immigrant, ensuring they meet the financial requirements for immigration. So what is the purpose of Form I-864A? Well, Form I-864A is known as the contract between the sponsor and a household member, somebody that lives under the same roof as you, and is used in the U.S. immigration process to demonstrate that a sponsored immigrant has adequate financial support. So you're going to use 864A if a family member who lives with you is going to help you with the financial part. So this form is typically filed alongside Form I-864 by the sponsor, the Affidavit of Support, which is required for family-based and some employment-based immigration applications. But we're talking about family, okay? K1s, K2s, etc. Now, the purpose of Form I-864A is to allow a household member to combine their income and assets with yours, the sponsors, to meet the necessary income requirements set out by USCIS Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. So you're combining your incomes and your assets. A household member, somebody that lives under the same roof as you. Now, this form must be completed by the household member who is willing to support the sponsored immigrant financially. Okay? Eligible household members include relatives such as spouses, other spouses I'm talking about, adult children, parents, grandma, grandpa, siblings, brothers, sisters who live in the same household as the sponsor. Now, don't forget, the sponsor must also complete Form I-864, not I-864A. And both forms must be submitted together, okay? And the sponsor is typically the person who is petitioning for the immigrant's visa, for your husband or for your wife. But your income's not quite there, so you're combining it with the family members. By signing Form I-864A, the household member agrees to use their income and/or assets to help support the sponsored immigrant. This is a legally binding commitment, and failure to fulfill this obligation can result in legal consequences if the sponsored immigrant receives any means-tested public benefits, which we pay for as taxpayers, by the way. Now, the duration of this obligation under Form I-864A remains in effect until the sponsored immigrant either becomes a U.S. citizen, has worked for 40 hours of qualifying quarters, about 10 years of work, or leaves the United States permanently or passes away. If the sponsor passes away, the obligations pretty much terminate.
What kind of a job?
Translation. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Now, the submission of Form I-864A must be filed with USCIS Form I-864. It is important to ensure that all the forms are the same edition and that all pages are included when you submit it. Don't be taking pages out because they may not pertain to you. You put NA in there, okay? Now, the no-fee waiver. There is no option to apply for a fee waiver or reduction in cost for Form I-864A. The standard filing fee always applies. Now, the joint sponsor living under the same roof as the sponsor must also include, don't forget, tax returns, tax transcripts, 6 months worth of pay stubs, 12 months worth of bank statements, a letter from his or her boss or employer proving the income, where the person works, etc. Now, the sponsor must also include this financial evidence when applying for the green card with his or her foreign national wife or husband. Now, in order to qualify as a sponsor, the sponsoring family must meet the following criteria. And you pretty much know this already. Number one, They got to be a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident. This is for a joint sponsor. Currently living in the United States, must be at least 18 years of old, and meet the requirements, obviously, for the income under the federal poverty guidelines as shown in I-864P, which is a website you can go to. Okay? There is an additional guideline to determine the kinship between the sponsor and the household member. This is very important, so pay attention, class. Okay? Diego and Karina, we're giving you this good information for free. For example, a roommate who may be residing in the same household cannot act as a joint sponsor. A roommate. Only a relative of the household member can act as the joint sponsor, like I said, the spouse, adult child, parent, grandma, grandpa, sibling, etc. Now, in addition, both the sponsor and the household member must be living in the same permanent residential address. Okay? Make sure to use the latest Form I-864A edition. Do not forget to put NA in blocks that do not pertain to you, and do not remove any pages. I repeat, if something doesn't pertain to you on the form in a block, you put NA, N/A, N/A. Don't pull the pages out. Don't leave any spaces blank. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Karina and I hope this video was helpful to you. Don't forget the live stream that we do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. And don't forget to join as a member. If you join as a member, right on the video, you get our phone number and our cell number, our email address. You can call me, text me, email me if you need help processing K-1 visas, green cards, etc. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. I don't give you legal advice, but I have 12 years experience processing K-1 visas and 2-year green cards. Over 12 years. I've helped hundreds of people get reunited so long as you qualify for the benefit. Thanks for watching, and Karina and I will see you at the next live stream.
Hasta la vista, baby. Hasta la vista, baby.